Hello, I'm your host, Jude Gonsalves, and today we're going to be making the Spanish recipe for lemon cupcakes called Magdalenas. For our ingredients today, we're going to need 1 cup of sugar, 1 2/3 cups of all-purpose flour, 4 ounces of unsalted butter, room temperature, 1 tablespoon of lemon zest, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of milk, any kind, and 4 large eggs. That's all. Before we start cooking, you should preheat the oven to 375 degrees. Step 3 requires to grab that 1 cup of sugar and take 1/4 of it and place it in a small bowl and set it aside for later. Crack 4 eggs and place it in a large metal bowl. Then, we're going to take the remaining bit of our sugar, which is 3/4 cups, and place it in that bowl. Once we are done with that, we're going to mix it and set the mixer to 1 very low so it doesn't go all over the place. You see? Make it so it's nice and fluffy. In a small saucepan on the stovetop, melt the butter over medium heat. You can melt it in the microwave, but I prefer to do it on the stove here. You're going to place it in chunks so it is not all in at the same time. It'll take quicker. Okay, for this next part, it takes a little bit of help. So I had my assistant help me out here. So you're going to take that melted butter and you're going to pour it in very, very slowly, so just in case those eggs turn into scrambled eggs. And I had my assistant help me mix it quickly while I poured it in slowly at the same time, so we got an even blend of the butter, eggs, and sugar. Okay, now you're going to take your lemon zest and you're just going to take a little spoon and add it right into the bowl with the butter, eggs, and sugar. And then next you're going to take that milk you got, 1 tablespoon of it, and you're going to add it as well. Then you're going to grab a wooden spoon, or any kind of spoon really, and just mix those all ingredients together so it's nice and runny. Listen carefully. Now we're going to grab a new bowl here. We're going to snag that 1 2/3 cups of flour and put it in there. All of it will do. Then you're going to take our baking powder and also add it to the mix. Make sure you evenly mix the flour and the baking powder together so you don't get any lumps. Now, this may be a little bit tricky, but you're going to simultaneously mix the first bowl and add the baking powder and the flour together slowly, as I'm not doing here, but you should do it slowly, and it should be all thick substance at the end when both have been mixed together. This may take a little bit of a while, but in the end, these cupcakes will be very good. Once the batter has become thick, you're going to grab a spoon or an ice cream scooper and you're going to place the batter halfway into a cupcake sheet. Once you've done that, you're just going to fill all of them, and the serving size should be at least 12 cupcakes here. We had enough just for 14, but you're going to fill them halfway, and then once you're done with that, you're going to snag the 1/4 cup of sugar and you're going to place it very lightly on top of each of the batter. Make sure you don't overdo this or your cookies will be very sweet. That's all I gotta say. Okay, once you're done, you're gonna place all those cupcakes into your oven, which is preset to 375 degrees. And as I do this on the second sheet, I actually did burn myself. You should wear gloves for this part. You don't really get to see it, but my right hand there, it's caught, and oh boy. Yes, they're complete. My creations are complete. The Magdalenas have been completed. 14 of them. And in a moment you'll see me eating one with a glass of milk, or cup of milk, I should say. And my opinion on it is that they're not a very flavorful dessert, but they're nice just like grab and go with like a coffee or something like that for breakfast. And it's really good. Mine was really hot, by the way, that's why I'm like this. But it was really good. Like, it wasn't very flavorful, like tang or anything. I just had a nice bit of lemon to it, and a nice glass of milk. Everything complemented each other pretty nicely, and overall, it's not really a dessert, more of a breakfast snack. How about that? If you make a dozen of them, everybody will love them. So you see, Magdalenas, which look a little bit like a cupcake, are light, fluffy, and flavored with lemon. Spanish regularly eat them for breakfast with a coffee with milk, or like a cappuccino. The recipe is easy enough for beginning bakers, and the ingredients are cheap and easy to find in a local supermarket. I hope you enjoyed this video, and see me next time for Cooking with Jude Gonçalves. Adios.